I've come to the Arctic to get closer to polar bears than anyone before. It's one of the most beautiful places I've ever been, and the most extreme.
It's an incredible amount of ice on the front of the boat. Every single wave that this boat has hit on the journey here has kind of come up into the air and instantly frozen as soon as it hits the boat.
To reach the bears, we've got a difficult voyage ahead of us.
Now that the boat's here, we have to prepare for the next part of the journey. Just get rid of all this ice. This is probably, no, definitely the coldest place I've ever been. But we've got to go, we've got to get a hustle on. We've got a day's worth of travelling to go before we get to the area where the polar bears are denning, and they're getting ready to get up and get out. We've got to get there as fast as possible.
Our destination is Edge Island in eastern Svalbard. It's home to the world's densest concentration of polar bears. By following a family this year, I hope to help scientists learn more about them. We've come at a critical moment in the Arctic's history. Since records began, there's never been so little sea ice. It's April. We should be making this journey across a completely frozen ocean by snowmobile, and not by boat.
Shouldn't even be able to take a ship through here at this time of year. In 20 years of sailing these waters, the ship's crew have never ever seen conditions like this. So whether it's global warming, whether it's just freak weather conditions, we don't know. One thing we do know, it makes for a very dangerous, a very difficult and incredibly slow journey.
Captain Bjornar Marvel has never attempted to get to Edge Island this early in the year.
This is a new situation for me. You shouldn't be here in April at all. In this area there are heavy current, and the ice is drifting over the rocks. If we get stuck in the ice and gripping for rock, that's it.
It's dangerous for us, but it's disastrous for the bears. The sea ice is the polar bears' hunting ground. It's where they catch most of their prey, seals. But with less ice, there are fewer seals, and the bears are going hungry. By following a family, I'll be able to see firsthand the effects of climate change on these bears, if we can get there. For 4 days, we tried to pick a path through the ice. It's a reminder of just how tough this year is going to be. Captain's been trying to find a channel through. He's got us this far, but we've got to a point where we're going to find it very difficult to go on. The captain has wedged the boat in the ice. This is as close to Edge Island as we're going to get. We prepare to go ashore. Our plan is to find a polar bear den as soon as possible.
Yesterday things are looking pretty bleak. Actually, I thought we were going to have to turn around and head for home. But here we are. We managed to get in, lodged ourselves in close to shore, so it's looking good. We just have to get out of there and start looking for bears.
Helping me find a den is polar bear expert Jason Roberts. And it's a good thing he's here. Look. It's my very first polar bear.
As is always the way, I know what you're looking for. More often finds you than you find it.
What a beautiful bear. It's also a potentially deadly bear.
No, no guns, no guns.
Fortunately, there is no one who's had more experience in dealing with polar bears than Jason.
It's a 3 to 5 year old, probably male from the way it's acting, but it's hard to tell at that age. But most likely male. It's more inquisitive than anything, and we're getting off so much smell, but it's most likely easily scared, just a bit of a bluff charge, not scary.
So you find these young males are the potentially problematic ones?
They're actually the ones that do the most damage to people.
Completely unfazed by us. Instead of running and trying to get away, they're coming straight towards us.
Young bears can sometimes be scared off by facing up to them.
By that distance.
I suppose he's a relatively small polar bear, but compared to us, it's a big, big animal.
He's still ripping you to pieces in seconds.
This one's persistent. He must be hungry.
Liking the smell.
We can't let this bear get too close.
I've spent 20 years filming dangerous predators. Normally, I go looking for them. This is the first time they've come looking for me. The young bear moves on, and I can now concentrate on the next step, finding a den. Edge Island slopes collect deep snowdrifts, perfect for mother bears to dig dens. But finding one is next to impossible.
It is so tricky. We're looking for not the bears themselves, that'd be the easy part, but these bears are in their dens underground, so what we're looking for is an indentation in the snow.
It's caused by the body warmth of a bear underground, melting the snow above. But everything looks like it could be a polar bear den to me.
The good thing is Jason's been here many times before looking for polar bear dens, so he's the expert. I'm the humble assistant. I think it's just a case of keep searching.
It can take weeks to find a polar bear den. Time we just don't have. After 2 days searching, we head inland. Finally, Jason spots a sign.
We just come up the valley, over the top here. Jason stopped in front of me, and he found a den.
Yeah, very low.
There's a hole, just kind of a lot of disturbance in the snow. The bear's still there.
I'll let Jason go in front this time.
Right, I'll be right behind you.
You'll be right.
Right behind you.
And if she pops her head out, first thing we do is just get down low and not disturb her. And we've both got signal pistols, so we can't hurt her, but we can scare her with an explosion pistol.
So what do you think her reaction would be if she popped her nose out and saw us?
Most likely, her reaction if she pops her nose out would be to pull back in if she sees us. The den is a safety zone for her, but I've had it once where she just looked and went, oh, dinner, and shot out the den straight after me. And I was on ski and turned the ski down to get away from her, and she come at full speed.
Right, there's a bear in there. It's gonna have maybe heard us. Oh, almost definitely smell us long before we got there. This seems a little bit crazy, heading straight towards a hole in the ground that might contain